Tina. That's Tina. She's in our company as well. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Aljoya, Mercer Island. My name is Larry Almo.
My name's David Biggs.
And we are the community relations team at Aljoya, Mercer Island. And we welcome you to this presentation today, Downsize for the Right Size. So excited to present to you today just a little bit about Aljoya. It's located in the heart of Mercer Island, beautiful location, one of the most beautiful affluent areas of Seattle. It's 114 apartments, beautiful from a studio apartment to a 3-bedroom apartment, beautiful courtyard, views of Lake Washington, a lot of beautiful things on Mercer Island. And I know I've talked to many of you already that are on today, but just to give a little bit of a commercial for us as well. Now for our presenters. Now, Catherine works with Aljoya Mercer Island, and she has made many move-ins in our community. Once I reserve an apartment, we turn it over to Catherine, and we're fortunate that Aljoya Mercer Island has a move-in coordinator. She picks up the ball from there, and then she'll help you with all the steps that you need to go from reserving an apartment to moving in. But today we're talking about all those steps included. So she may talk about more things today that'll get more in depth about it, okay? And then we have Beth, who works for the HB Move Management side. There's Beth. She's been at many presentations, been with their company a long time. They work hand in hand together to make this happen. Again, both of them have many years of experience of downsizing and making a move. And our residents tell us that, gosh, the move was so easy and so great, and they're so happy that they moved in. They were able to donate things, give things away, move the things that they wanted here. And they'll go into more detail, but go ahead, and I'm going to turn it over to Catherine first to kick it off and start her presentation. Catherine?
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm going to boot these guys out so I can take my mask off. Welcome, everyone, to our presentation today. We have done this. Beth and I have been doing this together for quite a few years now. And I don't know if anyone has heard it before, but I'm going to close this door a little bit. But we're really hoping that you're going to get some really good information today to help in your downsizing project. So I can see a few faces here. Has anyone already started downsizing? Do you want to, if you're on camera, you can hold your hand up. So it's quite a process. It can be quite a process and pretty daunting. And but it is so worthwhile when you actually get started. And really isn't the hardest part, if you've been trying to do this, the hardest part is really getting started. Larry actually just said today, and I liked what he said, that you feel like you're just stuck in the mud. And I have a personal experience of this just recently, because I have been downsizing and helping people for 15 years or more. And I have been giving these talks for 12 years. And so I'm always saying, you can do it. It's not hard. It's just, you know, how you think about things. And then I had a disaster in our home where we had water overflowing, creating damage in our house. And so now we are having to get our hardwood floors refinished, and that entails moving out of our house and packing up our things and having a mover move them out so they can come in and refinish our floors. And I was beside myself that I had to do this. And I was not happy about it. I just felt overwhelmed. And I was complaining about it to my coworkers at work. And one of my coworkers said to me, Catherine, isn't this what you ask people to do all the time? I mean, aren't people really sometimes, even in the midst of their own personal disaster or situation or whatever they're in, and then having to move, aren't you the one who's always saying you can do it? And so what are you complaining about? So that was truly a wake-up call. I really felt that emotion. I'm sure of what many people go through when they are thinking about downsizing. So today we're going to cover, I'm going to not take very long because Beth has a lot of information that she wants to cover, and it's information really all of you want to hear. So I'm going to be your pep talk to get into this. So the one thing that you might all be experiencing, even just thinking about downsizing, if you haven't actually done any, is that it's really emotional and you can easily feel overwhelmed by it. And what I have found and what I have said, because this covers every area of our life, it's our thoughts about anything that make things really difficult or really easy. And so when I'm talking to people about downsizing, I always hear it's so hard. I don't know where to start. It's just, I don't know if I can do it. If we could just change the way we talk to ourselves, saying there is a way and I can do it, it will go a long way. It'll at least get you started. And once you get started, you will find yourself on a roll. So there are ways, you can break things down. So you can take a room at a time and work through the room, or you can work by category where say you're going to do all your books, maybe all your clothes, go through that. Whatever you choose to do, you want to be able to see progress. What I did, because I took a week off of work to start downsizing, because part of my dilemma in having to move out and then move back in was I said, I cannot move things out of this house and move them back in when when there's things I know I don't want anymore. I just can't. I'm telling people don't do that. I cannot do that myself. So I have to go through this downsize process myself. And I took a week off and worked on that. And it is really, once you get started, it's really kind of fun to do. And you just meticulously go through things. My husband is a saver. He put up with me until about the end of Wednesday. And on Thursday morning, he was downright cranky that I was asking him if he wanted this or could we get rid of it. It made him so uncomfortable. So you may be not the only person in your household that makes these decisions. And so know that sometimes you just have to work on your own area and not worry about the other, because sometimes you can't really control that. So I actually found where it works really well, and I've told this to people, but I did it myself, is I gave myself a short amount of time. I said, I will clean out these 3 drawers and then I'll stop. And then when I got those done, I went, well, I can do more, and I did more. And I took before and after pictures of areas. I have a roll top desk and it's a mess. If you came to see my desk at work, you'd say, are you the downsizer, organizer person? Because it's a mess, but it's an organized mess. I know where everything is. But so I took before and after pictures of what it looked like. And then when I was done, sometimes it's just a matter of reorganizing things. It's not even that you need to get rid of a lot, but that way you know that everything you're looking at, get rid of the things that you haven't used in a long time and let them go. And then you know that what you're looking at are things that you use. So, and then you'll want to get people involved in helping you. And right now it's more difficult with COVID because we're not really wanting to have people in our home, but at least talk to your families, your children, friends, and say, you know, that piece of furniture I have, you used to talk about that. Are you interested in it? Because I don't think I need it anymore. And so just use those connections to find out, because that might be a really easy thing to be able to pass on and get out of your house if you're not, if you have someone that really wants it. It'll make you feel better. Also, creating a plan is really helpful, and writing down some goals is really helpful. So write down what you're trying to accomplish. Are you thinking you're going to move? Are you thinking that you're not going to move, but you just want to kind of clear your clutter? Whatever it is, write down your goals. You can put them on your refrigerator, but even if you don't do that, just by writing them down, it'll give you a sense of organization, because you're organizing your mind to really get started. And then just to stay motivated, you have to kind of remind yourself, why am I doing this? So I, again, don't want to take a whole lot of time. Did Larry send you this book, the Downsize Guidebook?
Yes.
Once you registered, if you wanted this book, then he would have sent it to you. And if you haven't gotten it and you want it, just let him know. Some of you might have already gotten it from other presentations when you come to Aljoya, which will be really nice when that can happen again. Beth and I have much more fun when we're in the same room together than in different parts of town. But this is a great book also to help you get organized, stay organized, has lots of good tips, really simple to read. You can write things down. So you can do this yourself, but also you need to know that there are move management companies out there, Beth being a part of one of them with Hanson Brothers Moving Company, that can help you go through this. And even if you don't want someone in your home right now necessarily, you can call them and say, I have this China. That's a bad example because China is kind of difficult right now to pass on, but I have this item and I don't know what to do with it. I need a resource. Or I'm thinking that eventually I'm moving, but maybe I need to get a little work done on my house and I need someone that can help me do some of repairs on my roof. Do you have a resource for that? Or let me see, I was just thinking of another thing which just left my head, but they have really great resources. Or I'm going to move and I really don't want to go through this downsizing process. What are estate sales all about? And estate sales are such a fabulous idea if you are moving, because you cannot be in your house when someone has an estate sale, but that way you're able to move just what you want and leave everything else behind, and an estate sale company will come and sell those items for you. And Beth will probably talk a little bit more about what that looks like during this time frame of COVID. I know there are companies who will do it strictly online, which is also a good way of doing that. We did that from my mother's house. And it worked pretty well, and it's a longer period of time. So I am going to turn this over to Beth now, because I want her to have as much time as she needs to talk about the resources that you might need. But at the end of this presentation, we have a special announcement to make. And so don't leave early. And wait for that announcement. Okay, without further ado, I introduce this guru of downsizing who will never take no for an answer, and has the most creative mind for finding a way to find a new home for something. So it's all yours, Beth.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm part of HB Move Management. And let's see, I don't know, for about 20 some years, I had a company. We were a wholesale manufacturer of gift items. And then I think that was till 2004 or something. And in 2006, Eric Rovner hired me. So it's been about 15 years or so, and I worked also with Catherine. And it's HB Move Management is a great company owned by Hanson Brothers, who's been around since 1890. So it's a great, and our team working together with Era Living has been amazing as well. In fact, we moved some of the very first people that moved into Aljoya, Mercer Island. But we love helping people with their moves or with their downsizing. And so that's what we do. That's what we do. So, yeah, does this sound familiar? Yeah, we got too much stuff, don't we all? So this talk today is about what do we do with our stuff? What do we do? Well, I want to tell you, you don't have to remember every single thing I say, because we have some paperwork we can send to you. It'll have some information on it. It'll give you some great solutions and things. So you don't need to be so detail oriented today. But organizing, we can help you work with a family member that wants to help you too. We can help you organize, and especially if you're going to have a move coming, get it done with what will fit for sure. We can do as much or as little as you need help with. We can. That's one of our specialties. Downsizing and right sizing. That is what we also do. And we can go room by room. Solutions, yeah. And we have amazing solutions that we can send to you, some information about people and things. Sometimes you'll be surprised by the contacts we connect you with. I didn't know they did that. I didn't know. When it comes to donations and recycling, we have been working with people for more than 10 years that do amazing things. And we do think outside the box when it comes to donating. We've got amazing keep the earth good for recycling. Why just take the stuff you don't want and you can't sell and just throw it in the earth? We can definitely offer solutions and be a part of that with you. We can send you some information. Floor planning is also what we can help with, and move planning. Sometimes people need more than just a floor plan on a piece of paper. They need an actual size floor plan. And we have kits that will go and put a great big piece down in your new apartment that you're moving into. That's the size of your bed. That's the size of the big dresser, this and that. So you can see, oh, well, that will fit her. Oh, there's no way I should take that huge coffee table. And we can help with those kinds of things. And we also can pack and unpack or assist you with packing and unpacking. We label everything really amazing. For your move, that's one of our real specialties, and especially our labeling. Move coordination. We will work with Hanson Brothers moving your things. We will make sure that everybody understands what is moving, what is not, where it's going to be. That's what we do. We work as a great team. We do. And I will say this, we unpack, set up your apartment if these are things you need assistance with, or do as much or as little as you want. But we really do make your bed and set up your coffee pot for the next morning, so that, and we can do this generally on the day of the move, get nearly all of it put away. And then it's a safe place, and it works good. It really does. So this is the main thing. What do we do with our stuff? If we're trying to monetize, it would be estate sales and, auctions and things. But estate sales, like Catherine was saying, you generally have to have moved out. You have to get out of your home before they will do.
I'm
busy right now. I had a Zoom. It's telling me how to organize my things for moving.
Okay, somebody's got their speaker on.
Oh,
But
I want to downsize. And so I'm thinking,
okay, anyway, the estate sale. Once you've moved out, we can connect you with amazing dealers that work in your area. Some of them that are still doing some estate sales now on site, but they have special ways of doing it in a safe way. So we'll connect you with people, but you want to also understand, having an estate sale, you'll probably be paying somewhere like 35 to 50 some percent fees of what they do sell. But they're great. And some of them are doing it online as well. The auctions, everybody's wondering, is anybody still doing auctions? Actually, there still are some auctions happening right now. And we just recently had a company come in to take a look real quick, just a quick walkthrough and verify. We had labeled with blue painter's tape on the wall, these are all the things that they don't want. And so they took a look at all those things, opened the cupboards and looked. And then they came by, packed it all up and took it to their warehouse, and they put it, yes, they sold it at the warehouse as well, but also online, a huge online auction. So things we can definitely connect you with different places. Consignment is another way to try to monetize. I will say it's kind of different now with the COVID thing going. There's a number of things that they're not taking, but pretty much they want to see a picture of what you're trying to do, sell, whatever, or they want you to bring it by if it's a piece of furniture, and they'll verify if they want it or not. You call and make an appointment. That's kind of, it's a little bit challenging, but there are a number of companies that are still doing it. Some good ones, so we can connect you with those people. Pretty much you make the appointment, they take a look and they say yes or no. I will say there's a number of places right now, even doing consignment, are saying no to very large furniture, or no to floral patterned sofas and chairs. Who would have thought? I didn't expect that. But anyway, that is another way to sell. Another way is we can give you the names of dealers that have been known to come in, take a look, because if you send us a picture, we'll send it on, and they'll come and look at it and say, oh yes, we do want to buy that. And they'll come by, pick up and take, and the sale will be between the two of you. You'll pay them or they'll pay you for what they want to get. All right. Donations. This is one of my favorite areas because sometimes we feel better giving stuff away to people who need it or want it. Amazing, amazing. I will say we do things that are not just the regular way of donating. We had some people that had all these German books. He was a professor at UW. What I did is I just called them up and said, the family has 6 aisles of books in their large home, and sent them a picture. The UW sent 4 guys out to pack it all up, take it back to the U. And the family was so happy about being able to donate those things. Another thing is if you have torn things or mismatched things or blankets you don't even want, even some pillows, pause. The ASPCA, they want those things. So we connect you with amazing organizations, as well as the basic ones, St. Vincent de Paul, Salvation Army, Goodwill, etc. That's a good one. Recycling, we actually do give you information, or we help with the recycling. We work with amazing people and at really good prices. I got to tell you, we really do. And I did want to say this on I forgot to mention it on donations, the thriftshopper.com. I'll send you the info, but it will show you all kinds of places that want your donations in whatever zip code you can think of. So on the recycling, this sounds kind of crazy, but you check kingcounty.gov solid waste or /mark solid waste. I'll send it to you, don't worry. And it tells you what they want or who wants it in what area. But I will say recycling is happening and we do it a safe way and we can give you information on it. And it's a good idea. It's a good idea to do it right. So now we're into what do I do with my stuff, or we call it extra stuff. So did you know on furniture, your goal, if you want to try to sell it, is to make 10% of what you paid cash for. I know that's a shocker. Sometimes you do. Once in a while you get a little more, but I will say this, it's hard now because our parents and a whole bunch of us bought mass-produced furniture, like the Depression era stuff, mass-produced. And so it didn't hold its price. It's, you know, it didn't hold its value much. So don't expect to get much on that. But I will say what is selling still is mid-century, you know, Ames, the Phil Powell, you know, that all that stuff, and some Japanese and Chinese furniture as well. They are still selling and doing pretty darn good. I will say, if you've got some furniture that you're having a challenge to sell or whatever, think about, would somebody from your church want this? Would our family and friends want this? That might be a good idea, you know, to consider that. I will say your furniture has to be in really good condition, no tears, no scratches, no pet hair, if you're trying to consignment, or most of the time if you want to make much money on an auction. So a lot of the consignment places are not taking much, or they say, I don't want anything with a floral pattern again, you know. Habitat, for Humanity, we can all, you know, you can also give them a call and tell them what you got. They are taking some furniture, they really are. And I will say an example, what was this, last year or a while ago? This man living downtown Seattle, he had to move and the whole place had to be emptied out. So I took pictures, I sent it to the director of Children's Hospital Bargain Boutiques, and she looked through those pictures and she said, absolutely, we want them. We can send a truck tomorrow. So we can connect you, you know, too, just saying. We had a lot of artwork that was Indian, or, you know, native Northwest art, Indian artists. Anyway, and the family wanted to donate it, but where? They wanted it to go someplace special. And so we sent some photos to the Burke Museum and they said no. So I went above their head a little bit at the Burke and said, would you consider this? And she said, could I see one of them? And the movers actually took one down, and you know what? They took all of it. They were thrilled. The family was thrilled. So there's some furniture and some other things like that that are selling. I will say a Walter Lamb 1960 lounge chair that you put on your patio, one with like metal or whatever things in it. Guess what it just recently sold for? $3,000. So, you know, you never know. It's trending. I will say what else is trending is American pottery, advertising signs, political signs still. They are, you know, we can connect you with some people. Okay, I will say, just for the heck of it, there is a donation valuation if you donate some stuff. Did you know one man's overcoat is worth up to $60? And, you know, there's other information on furniture and stuff like that. You know, it's from the IRS and the Salvation Army website, valuations for tax purposes. Okay, let's see. Are we on clothing? Okay, clothing. It's great for donation, fantastic. And of course, the valuation thing that we have, that will give you a little heads up of, you know, what things are worth too. But it will sell at the estate sale, sometimes a little bit at an auction, and very limited right now for consignment. You definitely have to call ahead of time, make an appointment, and they might come and take a look at your stuff. And maybe if it is new, in excellent condition, has been recently dry cleaned, etc., they might take maybe 10%. So, but it's, a lot of them are not doing clothing right now because of COVID. So, but they will sell at your estate sale, etc., etc. And the thriftshopper.com does show other places to take your stuff, donate it, or sell it. Okay. And clothing, I know it's a little different. Quilts, definitely they're selling. Handbags, designer handbags, they're selling. 1980s Rolex watches, boy, they're bringing in some serious money because they have a little bit of gold on them too. Your clothing, if it is torn, if it is, not good shape, kingcounty.gov, thread cycle there. And then, but also all the mainly like Goodwill, Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, those places are also doing thread cycle. You just take a bag, label it thread cycle, and it's old torn clothing, mismatched shoes. In fact, some you only got one sock in the pair or whatever. Doesn't matter. They want it in thread cycle. They do great things with that stuff. They
I
do.
love that one.
Ah, yes.
I love that one. And, so many times we hold on to things because we just don't want to throw it in the garbage, old towels and old sheets, all that stuff. And to be able to give it to that thread cycle is just such a great way of getting rid of a lot of useless things in our homes.
Totally. Like I say, torn blankets or, this kind of stuff. I will say that feels good to do that with it. And with your clothing, right now, like design or Dress for Success, they moved from the one location. They're opening up their new one. I think it's on Pine Street. Anyway, sometime this month they are, and they do want some of the clothing. They really, really do. So that's kind of a cool deal too. All right, now we're in the tough one. Yes, your kitchen stuff will sell in the estate sales. Yes, in the auctions, and a little bit in consignment. Not a lot, a little bit. It's worth the ask. It's worth a call. But if you remember when the Rosenthal china, rare patterns, you almost get $100 a plate in those days. Well, right now you can't even get $10 a plate for them because of the internet. It has flooded the market with tons and tons of stuff. And so the values are down much lower. And our kids don't want our china pretty much, which is upsetting. I did tell my son, if you don't take some of this stuff, then you're going to be out of the will. He laughed, but then did pick a few more things, whatever. But donation is fantastic on any of the kitchen items. They want them. They really, really do. I will say we can connect you. Well, let's see. One of the great consignment places down there, was it on Elliott, Belocchio, whatever? She said, it's hard for us right now to take your KitchenAid or your Waterford Crystal unless it's in the seasonal, like Christmas time. Oh, okay. So it's worth a call. Don't just take stuff in your car and you don't even know if they're taking it. Let's give you some more information. All right. Basically, get rid of all your extra stuff, duplicates, and donate those right away. Or if you're going to have an estate sale, get that gal in here to come and look through and verify there's enough here for an estate sale. You'd like that too. Okay. What about books? Now, because of COVID-19, most of our libraries aren't taking books. Most of them right now, but they always say, give us a call. So it's worth it. It's, give them a call and verify that they are not. But I will say, we just donated some to Salvation Army and to St. Vincent's. We did. And, I think it was maybe 50 books to Goodwill. So there are. But I will say also, Mangus Books down on 42nd, guess what? They trade, buy, sell, and trade books. Go figure. I thought that was kind of cool. And we can hook you up if you've got some rare books. Take a photo. We'll get a dealer to come and see you, and you guys can decide, is that worth selling or what do you want to do? They're always great for donations. Definitely. It's what we do on a bookshelf. I clear a couple of bookshelves if you're sorting your stuff. And what you put on those couple that you cleared from are the ones you know you want. You put them on back on there, put them on there. And the ones you don't want are perfect to donate. If you're having an estate sale, don't get rid of them. Let them sell them at the estate sale. All right. Okay, what do we got? Oh, old electronics. This is the truth. Okay. We all have a bunch of them, and lots of the donation places are taking them. They really are. And sounds crazy, kingcounty.gov/solid waste. And you go there and it says, what do you want to get rid of? And you just click right in there what it is. I got old electronics, whatever. And they'll tell you where and what they'll take, which is nearly every single thing they're taking. They're even taking some of the TVs that are too big for other places. A lot of the donation sites will actually take your old electronics. They actually will too. Computers, cameras, phones, the TVs, but not the great big huge ones from way back when. You know, they usually don't want those. But it's a good way to recycle them, is what old electronics will do. I used to say you can always stop at Best Buy and take in a couple. They're not taking them right now because of COVID, so that one's out. So, okay. Now this one is one of my favorites, is picture slides movies. My brother did it to us. He took 5 of the great big totes full of slides and movies and everything, and took it downtown Seattle before it was even popular. We're talking 15 some years plus, and had them all digitized. We were mad because it cost $5,000 to do that, but there was thousands of them. Anyway, when Christmas came, he sent archival quality DVDs or CDs, DVDs, to all of us, all the family back east, everything of all of them. Everyone was thrilled that they had it digitized, that they could see these things and we didn't even know. They copied all of the movies. I just found a movie of my parents finding out how they met. I didn't even know my brother was making a movie of it. So I'm just saying, Scan Cafe and Legacy Box, there's a bunch of them. CNN uses a whole bunch of different places, and they digitize. My idea is do a $50 experiment, pick 50 pictures and send off what you like and see how it feels to get back the digitized. They'll give it to you on a jump drive. They'll give it to you in the cloud, whatever you say you want. But I will say also, you could make a coffee table book out of this $50 experiment and go, oh my gosh. I tell people, if you have time to sort them and to send these to so-and-so, keep these and maybe don't want these anymore. So if you can, do that. But I will say digitizing them is fantastic, fantastic. Oh, also, put a little note on the back of some of them, because don't assume your kid's going to know who that is. My parents are both gone now. I don't know who some of those people are in the photos. That's a really cool idea to do that. All right. Now, something that takes me on is, were we going to talk about music? No. Yes. Oh, good. Guess what? It's selling. The old records, they're selling. In fact, even in the COVID year, last year, more records sold than CDs. Is that something or what? So I look up VinylHubcom and it'll tell, what it might be worth, etc. So that's kind of nice to know. I will say it's blues, jazz, pop, rock and roll are the most popular. And yes, country is pretty popular too. Go figure. And I will say a limited edition record that is truly rare might be very valuable. But when they've made over 100,000 of them, whatever, that's not quite rare. So just want to say, VinylHub.com will give you some information. They're great to donate. They will sell at your estate sale and at the auctions. It is amazing. So, Jive Time Records downtown or on Fremont, I think they definitely buy and they sell. So you can see if they buy your records. You have to call and make an appointment if you want to show them to them. But that's a great way to do it. And they definitely sell at the estate sales and auctions. All right. Resources for you. We've got them. The donation valuation, we will send that to you. We've got some downsizing tips, Eric made some wonderful stuff that we share with everybody is what it is. And we've got a moving checklist, a timeline. If it's 6 months out, see if you can get this done. And if it's only 2 months out or a month, this is what you need to do. We got a great timeline. Document retention. How long do you keep your paperwork? We've got that list for you. Yeah, it's wonderful. The downsizing chart, that's one we all look at and go, okay, how do I start? But I want to tell you this, Catherine, you forgot. Check them off the list when you get that drawer done, when you get that room done, check it off the list. I even dated, when I got it done, okay? And we have a donation resource list of all different kinds of places that you can donate to. And it gives you their address, their phone numbers, et cetera. And then some unusual organizations too. We'll give you that. Get started.
Yes.
Yes. HB Move Management can help do anything on this list, anything. We can do as much or as little as you want us to. We can help create a master plan. Like a woman I'm working with now, I said, okay, here's your list for this week. Make sure these things are done. And this is your list for the following week. And the day the movers come, this has to have been done and corrected. And we can, of course, help you with all of these things. But sorting and downsizing your belongings, that's something we really specialize in, is going through it, and you'd be surprised how soon you can go through it. Because the stuff you don't know, don't worry about it right now, maybe. Let's do the yes and no's right now. Let's do that. Okay. We can give you contact information on selling the things, and we can connect you. We really can. Preparing, if you've got a home you need to sell, oh my gosh, we have connected some people with realtors. We have got the house really downsized, actually even repositioned some of the furniture so it looked better. We can definitely help as needed prepare your home for sale. We can. Flooring, floor patterns, and a new apartment home. We can give you a kit that's 1/4 inch scale. We can do that. We can, if you want us to, help you with actual size floor planning. It's amazing to see that. It really is. We pack your belongings or assist you with it. And like you heard me say, we unpack and get your home ready. We do. So that your new place feels good, like you want to live here. So if you need some more information, here's our email and here's our phone number. Go figure. Give us a call. We'd love to assist with you. And we can also, if you got a move come in, we can, send out one of our not a move coordinator. What's she called? She'll estimate your move. Relocation consultant. Yes. We can give you as much or as little as you need. Okay?
All right. Can I add a couple of things?
Yes.
On really getting started on this, the number one thing is to prepare yourself for whatever could be happening down the line for you, whether you're planning to move, you're planning on staying, whatever. What I really see when we help people move in here is that the more prepared you are, so that you are bringing just the right things for your new lifestyle, is a great help, rather than bringing way too much that you cannot find a place for in your new home. Is very stressful and very time consuming. I love
Costs more money.
when people use the packing and unpacking service with HB Move Management, because it really helps people settle in quicker when they're moving. So whether you're planning on moving or you think I'm just staying in my house, still at some point the house has to be cleared out, right? And so it's either you doing it or your family doing it, or you might have, like I did, an emergency of some sort, whether it's house failure or health issues. Doing this now and doing it consistently so you can take the time and really get yourself so that you know that everything in your home is something that you use every day or you really, really love. And the rest of it, you could just let go. Just walk through your house and do an inventory of that. What do I really love in this room? And what do I use every day? And then that comes to the forefront and everything else just kind of falls away. So I think that Marla is here right now, and she wants to make a little announcement. She's our executive director at Aljoya. And so I'm going to give the floor to her for just a minute or two while she does that. So here, Marla Becker.
Thank you, Catherine. Hello, I'm Marla Becker, the Executive Director. Hi, Beth. Hi. Here at Aljoya, Mercer Island. And actually, I hope it's a big announcement. So I was kidding Catherine that now that she's gone through this whole downsizing, she and Beth with you, and I hope you've all learned some really good pointers. And I know that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning. You'll wake up and say, okay, I'm ready to go. I'm going to pull that drawer out in my kitchen. I'm going to start downsizing so I can think the future about moving. Well, I'm here to tell you that you could just throw all those worries out the window and let us do it for you. So if you choose an apartment here at Aljoya within the next month, we will not only pay your moving expenses, but we will also pay to pack and unpack you once you get to Aljoya. So you could wake up tomorrow morning and laugh with your friends and say, you go ahead and start downsizing. I'm just going to get going to move. Because Beth and her company that we work closely with are perfectly willing to come in and actually pack and unpack you. So at the end of the day, in the apartment that you have chosen, you'll just be putting your feet up and watching TV, because our maintenance person makes sure, Catherine and Mikkel, Catherine helps, makes sure that you got your TV up and rolling for that very first night in your apartment. So I really want to encourage you to think about calling Larry or David and come and see the apartments that we have available. We have some beautiful apartments available, and then move-in special this month is to go ahead and pay for your moving expenses and unpack you when you get here as well. So it's really a wonderful time. And I can't mention, I want to mention also to you that there is not a better time to sell your home, because the interest rates are low and there is no inventory on the market. I have a few friends who are realtors and they are just crying for inventory. They have lists of people who want to buy your homes, and there are no homes for sale. So it's a great time. It's a total seller's market. You can get more than what you ever thought you would, because people have a really low interest rate as well. So please think about calling Larry right away. The letter is going out tonight to all of our depositors and other people like yourselves who are just on our interest wait list. So the letter is going in the mail. but you would have first opportunity to come and pick an apartment because you were getting the information ahead of them that we are running this February special. Okay, I hope to see you in the building so we can tour you. Here's Catherine back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marla. I think we have just a couple minutes left. Does anyone have any questions? Maybe we can unmute if someone does. Any questions about downsizing? Something you didn't hear that you would like to hear?
Catherine, there was a question when Beth was talking about music, and the question was, are CDs something that are selling?
Yes, they are selling. They are, definitely. Because most people actually can play the CDs. Not everybody can play the vinyl, but they are selling as well.
Hi, my name's Diane. I have a question. Hi. I guess, yeah, there's a thing about document retention because I
Yes.
keep getting all different opinions, for instance, with tax documents, what to save. And I'm a baby boomer. I'm a little, just slightly young to move in to
Yeah.
the 62 plus, but I'm looking early. And
Good for you.
thank you. Moved by myself, actually just a few months ago during the pandemic from Los Angeles to Seattle by myself, downsized everything, but okay. And I still have a bunch of papers because I'm caught between the two worlds. I'm still a paper girl. And then but I'm trying to get the digitized thing going. So anyway, that's my issue, my story, which is very uncomfortable. And what I was wondering about is, so this condo that I rented in the meantime, there's a little bit of mold that just got discovered. And so I know the Pacific Northwest has mold issues in general. And so I have these boxes and I'm wondering, what is the best way to store, say I have binders and paper files and things, the photos, which haven't been digitized in the interim. What is the economical best way to store these, in the interim? I'm wondering about that. Thank you.
A box with disinfectant. Desiccant.
Oh, Jessica.
Yeah, that's generally what you're going to be told. Yes.
Do they have desiccant packets? I'm just trying to preserve things. in the house.
You can buy them on Amazon.
Silicon crystals.
Silicon crystals.
Okay, thank you. I didn't know what that is. I just want to make sure I preserve things in the meantime.
Yeah.
Silicon crystals. Thank you.
You can also usually find them at your local hardware store.
Oh, okay. And you just put that in a plastic container? Okay.
That's what some people do. Some people are that's a good way to do it. Yes. Other questions? We can, send us your email or give it to Air Living, and we can still send you that paperwork that says, how long to keep your stuff, so yeah.
All right, did you want to say something there?
Yeah,
Or
David.
David want to say something? Okay.
All right, well, thanks folks for joining us. It looks like we have no more questions. So if you have any more lingering, you can go ahead and email us and we can get that answered for you. But also we will be sending you feedback forms to your email. So please fill that out and give us some feedback. I really appreciate it. And that feedback is very useful for us. And that looks to be it. If you want to book us a tour, learn more about Mercer Island, our number is 206-320-230-0150. And we'll be happy to help you out. Larry, anything else?
I would like to find out if you're going
Go
to,
ahead.
I took notes, but I'm wondering if you're going to send us papers.
Yes, we can send it to you, and this way you can have it and look it over again. So
Yeah.
we'll be happy to do that. Also,
I'm 82 and I've got Parkinson's, and I do plan to stay in my own home. But
Yeah.
I'm finding that doing things by myself or having even family come in, I feel like I need to see everything. It's kind of hard when somebody comes and starts taking everything. Oh, you get this digitized. And I don't like digitization because there's too much fraud.
yes,
And so
of course, we'll be happy
once
to.
it's digitized and you throw it away, throw the other things away or whatever, you
Yeah.
just don't have them. And
We'll be happy
so
to do that for you.
I
Yeah.
probably am going to have eventually have somebody come in because I find it hard to throw away papers, and I've got papers galore, and I've started with Iron Mountain and doing some, and every time I start doing something, then something else in life, because I still live life. And
Yes.
every day there's a doctor appointment, dentist appointment, all these different things that you have to do. Yes.
There are a number of free shred events that we find on the Attorney General's Washington let's see, atg.wa.gov website, and you just write free shred events, and it gives you the dates, where, and whatever. And it's commercial shredding. We can have great big black clips on it and a bunch of,
Do they come to your home?
no, you drop them off.
No, I needed to come to the home.
Well, then they actually do, but that's not free.
That's why I do have one, but
Okay. And let us know. We can send you some information on that. The ones that will come.
Okay, wonderful. It's 3:00. We promise we do it in an hour. See how efficient Beth and Catherine are. They can do this whole thing in 1 hour. Can imagine what they can do for your home. So you met some of our team members here, and we're ready to answer any questions you have offline here. Just someone was talking about technology and digital. That's our next event on February 16th. It's the magic powers of your iPhone. So we'll talk to you about that to sign up. It'll be a great opportunity to learn the hidden secrets of your iPhone. So since we're all digital, we're doing all this right now, come and join us for these educational events, okay?
Great.
Have a great evening and afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
thank
you.
you.